Hey music and vocal producers, it's BGB from SATX, and today we're going to look at some insane vocal automation. So the track we're looking at is called When It's Coming For You. It's the lead single off of my new EP, which released today, called Li-Fi. It's wherever you stream music. Check out Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Pandora, all the other ones. Go for it, check it out. I think you'll like it. So let's check out these hooks from the choruses again real quick. Make sure you like and subscribe, and please comment what you think. This is gonna be the first one, and it's the first introduction to the melody, so it's got the least going on. When it's coming for you. Second one, now that you know the main melody, is to help spice it up a bit, let you know not everything is what it seems. Third time through, we all know what's coming. It's to let you get the real kick in the teeth. Quick side note, not everything is really quite in time, mainly because there's just so much going on. If you look here, you can see we're compensating for over 16,000 samples of processing. That's a lot. I don't recommend it. That made this thing a real pain. There was a lot of freezing and stuff like that to make this work. So you might be thinking, okay, sounds pretty freaking cool. How did you do it? Well, my biggest tool here was the Soundshifter pitch from Waves. I like it a lot. It's super smooth. Yeah, Pro Tools has its own stock pitch shifting thing, but it's not nearly as smooth as this one. I highly recommend it. It's usually not that expensive. If you look at the automation dialog right here, you can see where it goes all the way down. And what that means is basically, oh, you can see how it says 0.5 here. It means that it's 0.5 the frequency or down an octave. When you take it all the way up here, let's just do that real quick. It says 2.0, and that's how you know it's doubling the frequency or making it go up an octave. For anything in between, you have to be a little bit more creative. On one hand, I have these go down an octave to get the sound of a tape stop on there. But after that, I do this weird thing where you can see it going up and down a little bit. And what I'm doing there is I'm taking the notes that the singers are singing and I'm pushing them up and back down a semitone, just a do-do-do-do-do-do, sort of a very automated trill, I guess. And now to make that happen, because if 0.5 is down an octave and 2 is up an octave, what numbers are the rest of the notes? And there's not a straightforward answer on this. To figure this out, I would actually go into it and I would say down -1. And it would give me this number here for what ratio it was, and I would write it down. And I did it for each possible interval I could do. -2 is 0.8909, -3 is 0.8409, and same thing for going up. I would go up, and it tells me, okay, it's 1.0595, 2 up is 1.1225. Then I would go in here while the ratio slider is automated and then actually choose what I wanted to automate. This one I think is set to 16th notes. Right, so I would highlight it like so and then push it up until it hit 1.059. Obviously this is very tedious. It took me a few weeks to get all this done and make it where I liked it, because it's very tedious, you have to be very exact with it, and then even after that, it's just guessing and checking. Over here is a good example of everything you can do with it. It goes down an octave, up an octave, there's a lot of gradual movements. I picked some intervals here that I wanted to use to mangle up the harmonies, and then I just let her ride. When it's coming for My next big secret weapon here was the trim tool. And honestly, I didn't do anything that crazy with it, but I wanted to decide when I wanted it to sound like stuff was skipping. Like, you remember how CDs used to do when you scratched them? That's kind of what I was going for. And as you can see, I'm not being very graceful about it. I choose my rhythm. These are set to 32nd. No, they are set to 64th notes. I have it go all the way down, then pop back up. And it's just supposed to sound like basically hitting the mute button really fast, but cooler. Fun fact though, while I did this to write what I wanted to do and figure out what I wanted to do, anytime I would try to freeze it, it just would not take. And so if I had to freeze it, I could either deactivate the plugin while it froze and put it back on there. But later I got tired of having that plugin there because sometimes it might jitter around the wrong way. So once I got to a point where I was really sure what I liked and I bounced it down, I just went through and made the cuts manually into each region after the fact. So I feel like this is a great writing tool, but you can't rely on it for the mixing process long term. However, this is like the fancy part. In order to get a lot of these other sounds, it took a lot of recording. So if we head up here, these are the regions and they all pass through these buses. I'm gonna move it over here real quick. So recording wise, what I did is I wrote a bunch of 2-part harmony parts, which I then sang each part twice, and I also had my friend come in, my friend being Derek Berlin. Great performer, actor, you should totally check him out. We both came in and sang all the parts twice, and then we have it routed to all these buses here that have different effects on them. I'm using an ultra pitch shift, and if you look at it, you can see it's octave ups and octaves down, some other kind of fun time stuff going on. I have a multi-chorus and a Sansamp PSA1. You can see here I have the master bypass automated, same on the ultra pitch. And what I had to go through and do then was, you can see some of it right here, actually automate when these plugins would turn on and off. Just watch right here and listen. Let's check out this next one as well. The way I think about it is I like having the PSA1 there for more transitory stuff while stuff is sliding up and down or jittering in and out to make it sound more like a kind of cranky radio. The Ultra Pitch 6 on the other hand is to add a bit more like multiple sounds to make it sound like there's even more people there. They make it sound bigger and deeper and weirder. Yeah, it's weird. And all this was just on the chorus vocals and on the outro. The outro is just more of basically everything we've been going on. I ended up using a second Soundshifter pitch here for the lower harmonies for more complicated pitch shifting sounds I was going for. Whereas the main one you can see here is more doing the tape stop sounds, although it does still have some harmonic information in there. Let's take a quick listen through the outro, which is really just kind of the chorus, but in a different key and slightly different lyrics. It makes sense when you think more about the literary themes I was going for, but we're just talking about the music. Don't need to bore you with my lyrical analysis. It's coming for me. I think I'm gonna run. I think I'm gonna run. When it's coming for me. I think I'm gonna run. I think I'm gonna run. So yeah, that's it. That was my insane vocal automation. Maybe not as complicated as some people might try to get, but man, it took me weeks to get to a lot of sounds that I liked. And I'm really proud of it. I feel like you don't really hear that in a lot of different places, but maybe there's a reason why, am I right? But hey, I hope you liked it and I hope you go stream the song. Like I said, it's When It's Coming For You on my new EP called Li-Fi. You can search for it on Spotify, Apple Music, probably YouTube, Tidal, Pandora, and a heck of a lot of other places. I went through DistroKid, and my artist name is BGB as opposed to the BGB SATX, which is my YouTube name. Turns out there's more than one BGB, and that's led to some problems. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. Let me know after you've listened to the EP a bit if there's something you want me to dive into more. There's a lot of other weird stuff on that EP, ranging from weird sounds to a lot of like rhythm tricks using the different instruments to mixing stuff to a lot of very intense orchestral part writing. It's electronic, it's big, it's scary, and it's beautiful. I hope you like it. And hey, subscribe, we're gonna be doing some more vocals effects stuff later. And if you like this, there's more to come, and it's a lot easier.